Welcome to Two Gold Diggers. I'm Lamika Weeks.
And I'm Sonia Brown.
And we've been discussing the 4 disciplines of execution. This week we're going to be talking about discipline 4, which is
the discipline of execution, or creating a cadence of accountability.
Yes. So now we've gone through discipline 1, 2, and 3. So discipline 1 is all about focus.
Yes.
And that is creating your wildly important goal, or better known as your WIG.
Yes.
And so you want to create no more than 2 wigs, and you want to focus on those 2 wigs, and don't let the whirlwind distract you from that. And the whirlwind, of course, is just everyday life.
Right.
But the wildly important goal is always should be at the focus of it.
Right.
So, and discipline 2
has to do with leverage. It talks about your leverage being your lead and your lag measures. Mm-hmm. Most importantly about those is they are predictable and they are influenceable. So if you see as you're going to on the road of these goals, you see you need to make some adjustments, you can make some adjustments there. And that's key. And I think that's probably an underlying current that we've seen with all 3 of the disciplines thus far. And that is, if at any point you see you need to make some adjustments, you can do that.
Absolutely. Which is why it's so great to be able to review, because that allows you, which goes into our next one, is creating, discipline 3 is creating a compelling scoreboard.
Yes.
And so when you're creating this compelling scoreboard, it lets you know exactly whether you're winning or you're losing.
Right.
And so if you go back to that video, we talk about the 4 components that you want to have into your in your scoreboard.
Right.
And so, but like we said, the scoreboard allows you to see exactly where you're winning and losing, and so you can make the adjustments as Sonia was talking about.
Right. Okay, so on to this 4th discipline. The 4th discipline of the 4 disciplines of execution is just that, execution. Mm-hmm. Or better yet, creating a cadence of accountability. And when it comes to reaching our WIGs, we all need to be accountable to ourselves in order to reach those WIGs. What we want to do is create a scheduled time every week to review our goals, review where we are, and review where we need to be. We can take a look at those lead and lag measures and make the necessary adjustments that we need to make.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I know throughout the book, it's come from a corporate standpoint, or major organizations doing it. But what I love about this book is it's able to be applied in your daily life.
Right.
We've talked about weight loss as our example to show you how you can use this on a personal level. So it can be done from a personal level, whether you're running a corporation, whether you're running a small business. There's different ways to be able to incorporate this. So if you're doing it, by yourself, and you get to this accountability, we ultimately have to hold ourselves accountable.
Right.
But you can also, find a partner who would like to, achieve their wildly important goal as well.
Right.
So like Sonia said, you want to create a weekly a day and time that you're going to review the goals to see where you are in reaching your wildly important goal.
Right. And if you're not accustomed to do that, then you may want to go back to week 1, which is focus and creating that behavioral change, making those behavioral changes. Because once you put this on a schedule, then you can't do anything but make it happen. And that is making sure that you've eliminated any distractions or obstacles that will keep you from, sitting down at that appointed time to review your goal.
Yes.
It's important that you make those behavioral changes and invest in yourself so that you can reach your WIGs. That's key.
And one of the big things about it is they say you always must attend. So if the manager, in an instance of a corporation, isn't there, the show must still go on.
Right.
So you have to be, if you're doing this alone, you have to be accountable. You're there with yourself all the time. So you always have to be checked in to attend your weekly WIG session.
Right.
But also, so we mentioned before that disciplines 1, 2, and 3 is about preparing for the game. Discipline 4 is about playing the game.
Exactly.
So you've done all the preparation, you attended practice, you attended rehearsals, and now you're ready for showtime.
Right.
You are ready to do what it is that you said that you wanted to accomplish, which is the wildly important goal.
Right. Okay, yeah, that's exactly right. So in disciplines 1 through 3, you've basically talked the talk. You said what it is that you're going to do. In discipline 4, it's all about walking that walk and making sure you hit that WIG.
Yes. And that's exactly it. So execution, I mean, you're here. It's just a matter of you showing up for the game and being the best player on the field, on the court, in the room, in life that you can be, because you've done the work to have the success.
Exactly. So we've given the example goal time and time of weight loss. So discipline 4 of execution, how does that look, Lamika? How does it, for that person who's saying, okay, I hear what you all are saying, but how does that look? What does that look like?
Right. So weight loss is what we've been saying. So this is the time of the week that you get on this scale.
Yes.
And you review whether or not you look at your compelling scoreboard, and that scoreboard tells you whether you're winning or losing.
Right.
And now you're sitting with yourself and saying, okay, I'm winning, which means continue to do what you've been doing.
Right.
But if you look at the scoreboard and it tells you that you're not winning, then you need to make an adjustment to what it is that you're doing, which is your lead measure. You need to look at your lead measures and figure out what you're not doing with your lead measures, which is, the outcome of your lag measures, doing your weekly accountability meeting.
Right. And again, for this example of weight loss, your lead and your lag measures have to do with your caloric intake, what it is that you're eating on a daily basis, as well as the amount of activity you are putting out weekly. So if you see that you're losing, maybe this is a time of reflection, and you need to go back and look at that prior week to see what you ate, and also look at your emotional state during the time you ate it. I don't want to get too deep into that, because health and wellness is really one of my things, and I could go on and on about that. But you definitely want to make sure that you're looking at your lead and your lag measures and making the necessary adjustments. So Lamika and I, once again, we're into sports, and I'd just like to give you this another analogy when it comes to making the adjustments for your goals. At halftime of a football game, that losing team usually goes into the locker room. The coaches are going over their scoreboard, and they're also going over the scoreboard with the players. Right. And it's at that time, the halftime adjustments that they're giving out, that things become really, 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 really critical. Players at that point can either listen to the coaches, do what the coaches say, then go back out onto that field for the second half and execute, or they can go back on the second field and do the same thing that they were doing for that first half and ultimately lose the game. So it's all about staying motivated, staying in the game, making those halftime adjustments, and doing what you need to do in order to reach your wildly important goal.
Absolutely. So we've gone through the 4 disciplines of, actually we've gone through all 4 disciplines of the 4 disciplines of execution. And so we want to know from you the success you've had or the questions that you had. So definitely reach out to us on our social media channels. We definitely want to hear from you.
Yes, and again, we're on all of the social media channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. Reach out to us. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your questions. Let us know your concerns. If you have any trepidations about anything, share those with us, because you're probably not the only one. And that's what this platform is all about. But we're at 2 Goal Diggers. It's the number 2, GOAL Diggers. We'd love to hear from you, your feedback, positive feedback, negative feedback, whatever it is. Let's work on everything that it is that we need to work on to reach those wigs. Until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See that one?
Kiss the ring.